Have you looked at your bank balance recently and thought, I am earning more than I was a few years ago? So why does it feel like I can afford so much less? You are not imagining it. Right now in 2026, even though the headlines keep shouting that inflation is cooling down, your pocket is feeling a completely different reality. Between volatile energy price caps, stagnating wages, and the constant whisper of a technical UK recession, we are all working harder just to stand still. But here is the most dangerous part. There is one silent financial trap that millions of well-meaning people in the UK are falling into right now while trying to play it safe. It feels responsible. It feels like the sensible, adult thing to do. But in reality, this one hidden mistake is quietly making you poorer every single day. If you want to protect your hard-earned money, stretch every pound further, and build absolute financial security this year regardless of what the government or the Bank of England does next, you need to change your game plan immediately. Let's start with the hard truth about why the safe option is actually your biggest risk. When the economic climate gets shaky, our natural human instinct is to freeze, hoard cash, and put it into a traditional bank account because it feels safe. But in 2026, traditional safety is a trap. If you have £5, £10, or £20,000 sitting in a standard high street current account, your money is slowly losing its purchasing power. Even if inflation isn't at the record high peaks of the past, everyday essentials, insurance, council tax, and groceries are still significantly more expensive. If your bank balance shows the exact same number today as it did last year, but that number buys you 10% less at the supermarket, you haven't saved money. You have quietly lost it. The psychological damage of recession fear is just as real. It makes people make highly emotional panic decisions like pausing pension contributions, pulling out of long-term investments at the worst possible time, or simply giving up on budgeting because everything is too expensive anyway. But panic is not a financial strategy. The goal is not to predict the UK economy perfectly. It is to build a personal financial system that works whether the economy struggles or thrives. To do that, we need to take 4 practical, legal, and highly effective steps. Step 1. We need to redefine what we do with our emergency cash. Let's be clear, cash is not trash unused. Lazy cash is trash. Every single household in the UK needs a safety net of 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. But leaving that money earning next to nothing in a basic account is financial self-sabotage. In 2026, you must make your emergency fund work for you while keeping it completely accessible. This is where you compare competitive high-yield, easy-access savings accounts and cash ISAs. A cash ISA is your ultimate weapon because any interest you earn inside it is completely free from income tax, which is vital now that interest rates are higher and more savers are breaching their personal savings allowance. Do not let your money sleep. Put your emergency fund where it is safe, liquid, but actively fighting back against inflation. Step 2 is tackling the silent killer of UK wealth, fiscal drag. This is a tax rise that never gets announced as a tax rise. The government has frozen income tax thresholds for years. As wages creep up to match the cost of living, thousands of people are being dragged into higher tax bands without actually feeling any richer. You get a pay rise on paper, but the taxman takes a bigger slice, leaving you with less real-world cash. Fortunately, you can legally beat this if your employer offers a salary sacrifice scheme, especially for pension contributions. Utilize it. By putting a portion of your pre-tax income directly into your workplace pension, you instantly lower your taxable income. This can keep you out of higher tax brackets while boosting your future retirement pot. Additionally, if you are married or in a civil partnership and one of you earns below the personal allowance while the other is a basic rate taxpayer, check if you can claim the marriage allowance. It takes minutes to set up and stops you from leaving free money on the table. Step 3 is micro-budgeting, or what I call fixing the leaking bucket. Most people do not have a massive spending problem. They have dozens of tiny, unnoticed leaks. Think about it. If you have a bucket with 10 small holes in the bottom, it does not matter how much water you pour into the top, it will eventually run dry. Take one evening this week to go through your last 3 bank statements and perform a subscription audit. If you have streaming services, gym memberships, or apps you haven't used in the last 30 days, cancel them immediately. You can always sign up again later. Next, actively review your utility tariffs. With the energy price cap constantly shifting, Letting yourself roll onto a standard default rate without comparing fixed options is costing you money. Finally, embrace the supermarket swap. Shifting even a portion of your weekly grocery shop from premium supermarkets to Aldi or Lidl can easily save a household over £100 a month. That is over £1,000 a year back in your pocket for making almost the exact same meals. Step 4 is the ultimate recession-proofing strategy: increasing your income. Cutting back on expenses is essential, but budgeting has a flaw: you can only cut down to zero. Earning potential, however, has no ceiling. The households that navigate economic downturns with the most confidence are the ones that do not rely on a single paycheck. You do not need to take on a stressful second job. Your goal should be to bring in an extra £200 to £500 a month. Think about the skills you already use in your day job. Can you offer them as a freelancer, consultant, or tutor for a few hours a week? If you have physical assets, use them. Renting out an unused driveway on parking apps, renting out loft space for storage, or selling unused items on online marketplaces are highly underrated, passive ways to generate extra cash. That extra monthly cushion is not just money, it is your economic shock absorber. The UK economic climate will always have its ups and downs. Interest rates will change, policies will shift, and the media will keep printing scary headlines. But you cannot control the Bank of England, you can only control your own household. The people who will come out of 2026 financially stronger are not the ones who got lucky. They are the ones who took action while everyone else was frozen in fear. You now have the exact steps to protect your cash, beat fiscal drag, plug your spending leaks, and boost your income. So, let's start right now. Drop a comment below and tell me, what is the very first step you are taking this week? Are you opening a cash ISA, salary sacrificing into your pension, or going through your bank statements to cancel those unused subscriptions? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Share what is working for you, and help each other build real financial strength this year.